Oh hey, the one and only Dusty Bottoms here, founder of Kingdom Trucking Academy. In today's video, we're going to be discussing mistakes you'll make as a new driver. So let's get started. When we were kids, our parents used to always tell us not to do something. Don't put your hand on the hot stove. Why? Because you'll burn your hand. Don't do this because this will happen. Or don't do this because that'll happen. And how did our parents know these things will happen? Well, because they've experienced those. Their parents probably told them. And then at some point in time, they experienced those things. But when you're a kid and your parent tells you this, you roll your eyes at them, it's like my daughter does, and you think, no, that's not gonna happen to me. What do they know? They've never been my age. It's hard to imagine that your parents have been your age once and were you once, but that is the case. Just like as a trucker, starting out in the industry, somebody's telling you not to do these mistakes, and you're probably thinking, Psh, you're not me. What do you know? What do you know, old timer? I know. Well, they do know. And you know how they know? It's not because somebody just told them. It's because they had to learn the hard way. They had to learn those mistakes. Now, I'm a parent now, and I tell my daughter, don't do this. She's always like, why? Why can't I do this? And then sometimes she still does it. But as a parent, I need her to make those mistakes, because I need her to grow as a person. And it's from those mistakes that I made throughout my life that I eventually grew as a person.
Oh hey, the one and only Dusty Bottoms, founder of Kingdom Trucking Academy and the creator of the Kingdom Driver Training Program. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is the curriculum we use at Kingdom Trucking Academy. We have maintained a 100% passing rate using the Kingdom Driver Training Program. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is a complete set of 9 comprehensive videos. You can purchase all 9 videos at kingdomtruckingacademy.com. Each video is designed for the requirements needed to pass your CDL exam. So follow me as I guide you through each stage of your CDL exam. You can purchase each video at kingdomtruckingacademy.com for $49.99. or the complete set for $299.99. That's a great price. These videos are some of the most comprehensive videos today on the market. Our curriculum is trademarked for a reason, because Kingdom Trucking Academy is the standard. Everyone else is just second place. So go to kingdomtruckingacademy.com to get your videos today. Roll on, truckers, roll on.
Now, there are some mistakes that I did make that my parents, my friends told me not to do. And I'll tell you what, damn it, I should have listened, because they were some really bad mistakes and they were very costly in my life. As a parent, you don't want that for your child. You want them to make the mistakes to grow as a person. You just don't want the same amount of pain that came with making those mistakes. And that's all we can ask. When I taught my daughter to ride a bike, I knew she was gonna fall. I knew it was gonna hurt. She needed to fall to get back up. She needed to know that. But instead of how I learned as a kid, where I didn't have a helmet on, I didn't have pads on or anything like that, so the consequences were much greater. I put helmet on her, I put elbow, knee pads, hand pads. So when she did fall, the few times that she did, it hurt, but it didn't scar her. It didn't break her. She was able to brush it off, get back on, and ride again. And she wasn't afraid. Well, that's what I'm here to teach you. Look, you're gonna make mistakes as a new driver. I made tons of mistakes. I made mistakes as an older driver, like rushing, all of these things. And no matter how much I tell you not to do these things, you're gonna do just like my daughter does. You're gonna roll your eyes and you're still gonna do them. But I hope, just like when I taught her to ride a bike, that you have pads on, you have a helmet on when you make those mistakes, so it's not as catastrophic as it can be. Some of the mistakes that I've made. Well, one, make sure that your truck is always fueled. Don't let your truck get below a quarter tank of fuel. Why? Well, because when you run out, it is very difficult to get it back started once you fill it back up. It's not an automobile. It doesn't just fire up when you fill it up. Chances are you're gonna have to pump the fuel. You're gonna hand pump it. You might even have to take off the air filter, spray it with starter fluid just to get started. And this is terrible on your engine. You don't want that. It's very bad when you run a diesel motor out of fuel. This is really bad. It can have greater consequences in the long run. If you see your fuel tank getting below a quarter of a tank, fill it up. If you're not an owner-operator, and look, I understand being an owner-operator. You're trying to save a buck, money's tight. Just fill it up. I know most of these companies have policies on it. Just make sure it doesn't happen. It's my best advice. Let me tell you a story. Told you this a few times. I used to work for the Sales Angel when I first started driving. He would not give me a fuel card. He was terrible. He only kept a half tank in it. He had his ridiculous reasons why, mostly because he was cheap. I got in the truck that day. I told him it was a half tank. I had to make 5 runs that day. I called him on the last run. I was like, hey man, I'm below a quarter tank. I'm almost to eat. I need to fill up. He was drunk. He didn't want to come handle it. I was like, all right, well then I'm just going to head back to the yard. I can't do this last run. Then he started yelling at me and said, finish the last run. So I went back to the quarry, and as I was getting loaded out and getting onto the scale, while on the scale, I ran out of fuel. Truck died. There was trucks behind me. It was a whole mess. Had to call him, had him let him know, hey, I ran out of fuel on the scale. He lost his mind. It was not only embarrassing for me, it was embarrassing for him. Eventually, we got it towed off. Big 980 loader came over. We hooked chains up. We pulled it off. It, took a lot of time, another 30, 45 minutes. A lot of guys weren't able to get loaded out because it was close to the end of the day. Another time I ran out of fuel, and this is only the last time, second and the last time I ran out of fuel, working for this guy. He called me, said, take this truck. Said, it's almost out of fuel. I didn't fill it up last night. I'm gonna meet you across town and we'll get it filled up. Try not to run out of fuel. Well, how do you not run out of fuel? How do you try not to run out of fuel if there's no fuel in it? Got in the truck, got on the highway, as soon as I got on the highway, it ran out of fuel. It was a whole thing in the morning, ended up on traffic cam. Super embarrassing. Embarrassing for him because his truck labels were all over. Anyways, Highway Assist came over, gave me some fuel. He got a bill for it, and I was able to get on the way. He was upset, but terrible business owner. Terrible. But also embarrassing for me. So I learned from that mistake. Those were my early days. I learned, don't ever run this out of fuel. The only time I've ever been around trucks that run out of fuel are cheap owners. Cheap owners that don't understand how devastating it can be for those trucks. So take it from me, try not to make that mistake. Get it? If it happens, it happens. But man, you can be in a lot worse situations than I was when you run out of fuel, and that can have dire consequences and be much more costly for you than just putting $100 of fuel in to get you going. Second thing you need to know is don't rush. Rushing, I've repeated this over and over, rushing can have greater consequences. Look, no matter how much time you have or how little time you have, rushing is not going to get you there faster. It's actually going to make it worse because you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get upset, you're going to lead to road rage, do a lot of things. But let me tell you a story of me rushing. I was in a belly dump. I'd done a few rounds that day on one job site. The job site finished up early. The foreman of that job site said, there's another job site a few blocks down the road. We need some type 2 delivered. we need one more load. You're close to the quarry. Can you grab us some type 2, go, we'll pay you for the rest of the day. It's like, great deal for me. Get off 2 hours early on a Friday? Hell yeah. Went over, got loaded, headed over to the job site. Took me a minute to find it. I was already starting to rush because I knew I was going to get off early. It's Friday. Yeah. Got there. Foreman came up to me on that job site. They were laying type 2. They already had string lines put up. If you know anything about excavation, string lines mean they need that. It's done. They're measuring that off. They use that string line to pour the concrete or pour the asphalt. You don't break the string lines. I know it might not seem like a lot, but it's very important. Anyhow, I did not know that lesson at the time. I soon found out how important that was. Foreman said, all right, man, I need you to back up straight, right by the blade, stay off the string line, but get as close as you can to it and dump, and then go. I'll sign you out. It's like, yeah, I was nervous. There was a few other trucks there watching, a bunch of guys that I knew, old timers, wanted to impress them. I started backing up, and I did the one mistake that now I've learned to tell my students not to do, and I do this day one. And if you watch any of our Kingdom Trucking videos, especially our straight line video, I discuss this. Don't look in the passenger mirror when you're backing up straight. I know some people might think that's stupid. Glance at it. You want to look at it, but you do not want to use that as your guiding reference point because you will not back up straight. That is not a straight image in your passenger mirror when you're sitting in the driver's seat. Use your left mirror. Use your driver's mirror and back yourself up straight. I should have glanced over. I did not know this at the time. So I'm staring at my passenger mirror, backing up, trying to keep it straight, but I'm not. I'm getting more and more crooked. I'm panicking. I'm starting to get nervous. I'm still trying to rush. I'm getting more and more frustrated. I have to keep pulling forward. The blade hand's getting frustrated. The foreman's like, hurry up, man. What are you doing? So I hurry up, I back up, watching that mirror, and boom, I hit the string line. Break it. Foreman gets pissed, tells me to dump right there, and I go. So the mistake was I rushed. I could have just told the foreman, like, hey, give me a second. Let me back up. I don't want to mess up that string line. I don't want to mess up the job, which I did because I wasn't comfortable enough just to stand my ground. And that's what you also need to know to do. Don't rush, but stand your ground for safety. If there are more experienced people around you, they will understand. If you just have the courage to say, look, I'm new, I don't want to mess this up. Just, can you guide me back? Do any of this. Ask for help. That's what a lot of us don't do. We don't ask for help. And that's my third thing. That was my segue into the third topic of ask for help. Just ask for help. Trust me, people will help you. If you ask me for help, I'm going to help you. I'm not going to roll my eyes at you. I'm not going to go, you moron. No, I'll help you. Because you don't know and you ask, I know that you don't know and I need to help you, especially if I want it done right, especially if you need to know how to do it right. Look, I can't stress this enough. You're going to make mistakes, but try to keep those mistakes to a minimum. If you went through a CDL school, which most of you probably have, you weren't getting enough drive time, no matter how great or how bad the school was. In 4 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, 6 weeks' time, you're just not going to get enough behind the wheel time. That's like 160 hours on average of a CDL school. That's just not enough time. I'm not advocating for more or less. I'm just simply saying that's step A to get your CDL. Once you have your CDL, you still need seat time. Don't go work for one of these motor carriers. Don't go work for your cousin Johnny's friend who is going to throw you in the truck, who doesn't care, who doesn't fix up the truck. Go work for a major motor carrier. Get experience behind the wheel. Get your 10 to 12 weeks driver training experience with a driver trainer in that seat next to you, helping you, telling you. And if they're being anything like the Hells Angel I work for and they're just barking and yelling at you, well, then go to your supervisor and say you need a new driver trainer because you're not learning from this. They're just yelling at you. You got to have the courage to do that because it's all about safety. And that's what I stress all the time is safety. safety on the road. So when I say you're going to make mistakes, you try to manage those mistakes and minimize those mistakes. It creates a safer road. But we need to make mistakes to evolve as people. Look, you're going to bump a dock wrong. You're going to hit something. You're going to take too long doing a 90-degree alley dock because for whatever reason, we don't train that anymore at schools because it's not part of the CDL test, no matter how stupid that is. Thanks, FMCSA. Don't get frustrated. Just ask for help. No matter how embarrassing you might think, ask for help. Much more embarrassing to sit there and try to spend 45 minutes to an hour doing an alley dock while everybody watches you. Look, most truckers nowadays know most people don't know how to alley dock. If you came up and asked me to help you, I would definitely help you. Also, nobody wants the side of their truck taken out because you don't know how to properly alley dock. So just ask for help. Like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes through my training career, and through my driving career. I learn from those mistakes and I grow. Just as I hope you learn from your mistakes and grow. Always wear your seatbelt, no matter how stupid you think it is, or how little you think you're gonna get in a wreck, or how little the chances that you think you're gonna get a wreck. You're probably gonna get a wreck at some point or another, or you're gonna get in a situation where you have to slam on your brakes and you might go through the window. I know it's uncomfortable sometimes, but wear the seatbelt. Do your pre-trip. Trust me, I've been in a truck that's been red tagged, and I did do a pre-trip, but the company I worked for, again, was at Hell's Angel, didn't do anything to fix it. Got red tagged. Do your pre-trip, and if something's broke, notify your supervisor, notify the owner. And I keep telling you I went to work for this Hell's Angel. Well, do what I did. You quit. After a certain point, if you know this company is crap, quit. Because a lot of this can eventually affect you. The other thing, don't speed in your personal vehicle, don't speed in your truck. Why? Because you get a speeding ticket, you get pulled over, that shows up on your MVR. It's gonna be hard to go to work for another company with a bad driving record. We're professional drivers. It needs to show that on our MVR. Also, if you get pulled over going 15 miles an hour or more in your personal vehicle with a CDL, your CDL can actually be suspended. A lot of people don't realize that. So just pay attention to those things. I know this one seems obvious, but don't drink and drive. Once you're a CDL holder and you drink and drive, oh, good night, Irene. Your career can be a Cheech and Chong, up in smoke, man. Like, don't do it. Especially with Ubers now, just call an Uber. Have somebody drive you home. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. And if you're gonna toke it up, hey man, if you live in a state, I'm an advocate for you. If you live in a state that's legal, it's still not legal for CDL holders. I watched the guy once lose his job after a few years because he smoked up at his kid's birthday a few months prior. The company we worked for was a crappy company and had crappy policies, but just telling you, it's not worth it. No matter if you think you have, if you say you have a medical card and and you're legal, you're not actually legal because we're mandated by the federal government, which it's still not legal. No matter how stupid that is, hopefully the laws will eventually change. But for now, they aren't. So just watch yourself. Another lesson, be cautious of who you take freight from. Whatever freight broker you're using, be cautious. If it's not a freight broker you've dealt with before, I would recommend being very, very cautious. Make sure they're insured, check up on them. Be wary of who you take loads from. That could also work in your personal life too. Try not to drive crazy, try not to drive erratic. Definitely stay off your phone when you're driving. Again, like my daughter, they don't think it can happen to you. Trust me, it can happen, it will happen. And hopefully, at best, you just have somebody honk at you because you swerved in the lane while you're trying to text or do whatever, looking at your phone. Stay off your phone, man. Just stay off your phone while you're driving. Or get one of those cool hands-free headset devices. A lot of truckers wear them. Used to work for a guy that wore it all the time. There's enough options out there for you to be safe. Try to use them. No matter how much I stress this, safety is most important. Also, another one, and I talked about this, get out of your truck ass backwards. 3 points of contact. I have slipped down those things trying to rush out of my truck enough times. Don't jump off the top step. The older you get, you're gonna end up blowing a knee, busting an ankle. I know these sound all silly, they all sound stupid, but they will eventually happen. Another mistake, always make sure you do your tug test. Make sure you check the locking jaws are locked around the kingpin. Just do it. Also, walk back there, check to make sure your latches are locked. I'm telling you, I've made those mistakes before. Never the locking jaws not locked around the kingpin one, but I have watched that happen. But I have made the mistake of not checking my back latches and the door's coming open. Just follow these steps. And the last one I'm gonna leave you on, I've never done this, but I saw it happen a couple times. It was notorious for happening a lot in Vegas. If you're running with a tarp, make sure your tarp is down. I have watched people take out stoplights because their tarp was in the air. And I'm thinking, what an idiot. What is this dust hole doing? Put your tarp down, man. Just look, I don't understand how it happens other than you just being an idiot, but it can't happen. Just do it. And if you're working for somebody that's trying to rush you, if you're over on hours, no, you can't drive. That's a mandate. You cannot drive past 14 hours. No matter what dispatcher's telling you can, you can't. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just trying to get you to move. Don't do it because it can come on your record. A violation to you, it could be a violation to the company. There are enough companies out there hiring. This company wants to fire you or threaten to fire you, give them the finger and leave. Go work for another company. If you've got enough driving history, I might hire you as an instructor. Also, never run overweight. That's a horrible fine to get. Try not to run overweight. Another one, don't skip weigh stations. I know it might not seem like a big deal, but it can be a big deal. And if you get caught doing it, the fines can be huge. Just don't do it. I hope you found some of these tips informative. You did? Liked them? Give us a comment down below. If you like this video, give us a like and subscribe down below. I'm your trucking messiah, the one and only Dusty Bottom. Roll on, truckers, roll on.